Hello, Trade Pros. It's Victor from Trade Pro Academy, and today we've got another video for you guys. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about stock trading, and we're going to be talking about options trading as well, and trading some of my favorite names, these big guys on the markets, these colossal giants. We got Apple, Airbnb, and Microsoft. These were great trades that we took on Thursday, January 21st, as we saw markets continue to push to all-time highs. And let's just replay some of this day for you guys and explain to you what kind of trades we took, why we took them, options trades, and stock trades. So we're going to be talking about taking trades on three giants, Airbnb, Apple, and Microsoft, and we're going to reevaluate all those trades for you. Now, we talked about these trades in our trading room, in our options trading room, and we broke them down for everyone. So if you guys have interest in that, come check us out. We do have a live options trading room as of 2021. So come on out and check us out, and let's see if you like it. Now, if you do like our videos and you love what we produce, just smash that subscribe button, hit that little bell to notify you when we do go live. And I want you to comment down below, what are your favorite stocks to trade? What stocks do you like to trade and why? I'm going to tell you why I like trading these stocks, and we'll go from there. So I hope everyone enjoys this, and let's get ready for this intro. Now, in front of me on the screen, we do have Apple on TradingView. Sometimes TradingView gives me these like laggy little numbers because I don't think we have the real data on TradingView, but that's why we have interactive brokers. Just like this, we get all the charting and the data. We'll go through that for Airbnb. But just to show you here, this is what I show people in the options room trading these massive guys. So number one, I want to talk to you guys about why we decide to trade different stocks, right? Why do we decide to trade certain stocks and not others? Now, I like to trade options on big liquid stocks. So that would include the Apples, the Fangs, whatever it may be, right? So those are a lot of assets that I like to focus on. And Apple, we had a gap higher pre-market. We have this weird pre-market movement right here. And what I like to do is just draw some lines here. So this was the pre-market high, for example. Through those pre-market highs, I'm going to get a lot more bullish. Now, my trade style on options and on stocks is usually breakouts, kind of waiting the first 20 to 30 minutes actually to see if we can get a breakout to the upside after we print a nice move like this. So typically my favorite trade styles are we get a nice push right off the open, we get a consolidation period, maybe some kind of flag, and we find the breakout for that continuation. Now, other than that, when we're talking about pullbacks, what I like to see is on strong stocks, if we have a lot of opportunity on them and they start just right off the open, we get a nice move, we can look for pullbacks into the 34 and 50 EMA clouds. I like those as well. These clouds are just moving averages that converge. You'll see them here. This lighter one is the 34 and 50 day convergence, and the smaller one is an 8 and 9 day. So I like to look at these larger ones. So this one right here, if it's trending and it pulls back into it, we could see some kind of movement. Now, what we've seen right now on this replay is that we have this pullback into Apple, right? We've already got this move straight off through the pre-market highs. Now, I don't want to get too excited and just start hammering in trades about like 5 minutes into this, right? I want to look at where the opportunity is. Now, the opportunity is going to be either a pullback to somewhere in this space, or we could wait for that 35 to break, right? That 35 to break, because this is that period where we started pulling back from here on a 2-minute chart. So let's take a look at that and how that shapes out. So we're pulling back into this area, and what I like to notice is a 2-minute green candle form. So after that 2-minute green candle forms right into that area with these wicks, the volume's not the best. But what I do like to notice is, okay, well, we pulled back into an area of interest, nice green candle on 2-minute here, right into that EMA cloud. So I'd like to see, okay, I could be getting long in this area, and in fact I did. We got some longs here on the options front, costing about 50 cents on the weekly option, so $50 per contract loaded up on those. And the idea was, let's see if we can break that 130. Now, the other trade opportunity right here is actually breaking that 130, because that is where this wick is. And we know that through that area, we're going to get a pretty decent buy stop run, right? Anywhere between 134.77 and 135, there's going to be that potential. Now, I like to see as we come up into here, I want to see volume start increasing, right? As it stands right now, it looks kind of wonky, right? Maybe we don't really want to invest too much in this just in case it pulls back. And then the stops are going to be below the lows, right? The stops are going to be under here, 133.80. Let's take a look at how this shapes up. right? We have a second potential entry coming up above that 135, and we start pulling up into it, but we don't really manage to close above that level. So let's take a look here. We're still holding out, right? We have not, there we go, there's a close, and that could be that secondary entry for that continuation higher. Stops now are going to be below these lows right here, 134 or so, and there's that continued move. We can see maybe some profit taking up in this area, and as we start to consolidate here on the 20-minute, right? We want to see these areas hold out that we had just broken. And then we have another potential breakout opportunity right here, right through these tops, just like this, which we have our potential third entry to continue throughout the day. So as long as we're holding, you can see that we're trending upward, and we have this nice little 9 to 8 EMA that's holding out. So now we've identified another potential break zone right here, or the pullback into the 3450 EMA right here on these pullbacks. But I really like the breakouts, honestly, because those are the ones on stocks you have these momentum moves. And here it goes, the secondary break of the move, and we could either add to the position or open up a new position for that continued push to the upside. So we tried to hold this thing all the way through. No lie about it, we got out somewhere in this area once it started stagnating, and then we saw continued follow through throughout the rest of the day here on Apple. So I really like trading Apple. It's very liquid. You can see how it went throughout the rest of the day, right? It choppy sloppy. We didn't really like that continuation move, but it's very liquid, especially in the mornings. First like 30, 20 minutes, we'll get a very good opportunity from that. So Microsoft was a very interesting one because yesterday it ran really aggressively on the news that they were partnering with GM and they're going to start pumping out these EVs and whatnot, and they're doing really great. So I thought we get that continuation move. We get a nice little pop to the upside. And I had a level right here above nearly 226. We're going to see some of that upside movement. Now we just peaked above it. And that's why I don't really like getting long right at the open. I need to see 15 to 20 minutes of price action to tell me, okay, well, there's going to be some opportunity in this. But instead, Microsoft just gets beat up while the rest of the FANG is continuing to rally. Now, it's not enough for me to just completely dismiss this. I think there could be a turnaround point on Microsoft. So that's why I want to watch and see where that breaking point is. So far, that breaking point for me, looking at this market structure, is going to be somewhere here like this, right? So above these levels. So the breaking point is going to be somewhere above here, right above these levels. 224 is going to be a starting point as it's shaping up right now. So if we continue to see how this thing moves, well, there's continued downside. There's no real reason for me to say, okay, you know what, like I'm going to start to look at this and try to pick these bottoms, right? There's no pullback area right now. There's nothing to tell me that we're actually going to continue to that upside. Now, there's another level right here where these wicks appear, right? That could be an area of interest, right? So let's see how price moves. As of now, rejected pretty hard from that level. So I really like that level. So I can get rid of this one. And now you can see where that rejection point is. Based on market structure and how it moves, we can confirm that this was a prior lower high. And that means that above this level, about 223.70 or so, we are going to see that buy stop run, maybe back into 225, maybe up to 226. So we'll see how that shapes out. As it stands, we're not really seeing too much, and it's trying. We're trying to pull back up. What we're not doing is really creating new lows that are aggressively breaking the prior lows, which is good for the long side. And these bullish candles that are starting to appear, they're starting to gain some traction, right? Some volumes coming through them. And there we go. Finally, that's the break and that's the trigger point. Once that breaks, that's when I'm marketing into these. And I bought weeklies on the options for that continued move. Now, the measured move would be back to these 225s, right? See if it can bust that. So the move's looking pretty good so far. And there we go. We nearly hit that profit target area. And if we can burst through it, that'd be ideal. First red candle like that rejecting it is no bueno, so I advise looking to trail some stops higher, if not taking the profit there. So it tries it again, rejected, and there's that complete rejection. That is it for me. I am done with that trade at that point. Once you see a rejection that aggressively of that level. Realistically, now what you could say is, oh, you know what? Like I do like this for that long continuation, but we need to start making highs. Right, we need to start making new highs here to continue this trend. It's not too much of a flowing trend for me to look for pullbacks. I would much rather to see those breakouts so we can actually confirm that the upside is panning out. So let's see where this takes us. And we eventually managed to break that top, but it's too slow and too wonky. Remember on options, the key is here, you want to look for fast quality moves so the theta doesn't burn you out on weeklies. That's rule number one. Now for Airbnb, the last one that we looked at, we talked about this both on the options front and on the commons front. So using margin to buy some actual shares. I chose the shares route because I didn't really know if this was going to go or not. So let's take a look at what that looked like. All right, so on Airbnb right here, I like this for a swing trade, a long swing trade here. So I did some analysis here on the daily. So that's why I bought some commons instead of the options. I don't know how long I'm going to hold these for, but based on this analysis right here, what I liked about this was the prior peak right here that had failed to be tested so far. And we're in an upward trend. You can see where this trend line is. And I said somewhere in this area, should we start to stagnate and hold out and maybe see some even options order flow to help me get long, I'm going to get long a chunk of shares here to see if we can ride these out. So that's exactly what we did. We mapped it out and then we identified this on the daily here on TradingView. And then I'm going to show you my interactive brokers right here. If we do manage to pop these tops, it's going to be a nice smooth ride to the upside, right? So we could potentially see a move that looks like from these lows somewhere here to these highs, back to these lows. We could see a move that I'm going to target around these 207s or so on the on Airbnb. We can see maybe a move through there. And let's go to interactive brokers and show you guys what I saw. So you can see right here, I blacked out the account number at the top. You can see it's you on interactive brokers. I mean, it's not a demo account here. Long. I'm not going to show you what we're long, how much we're long, but you can see that we're long from this green little arrow here on the daily chart, which looks like I picked the bottom. Pretty decent, but let's see what we saw here on the different colored candles. So if we're dropping this down on the 5-minute chart right here, it looks like I'm just randomly throwing things around and I'm like, hey, you know what, let's see if we can get long here. But if we drop it down to a 2-minute chart based on this on Airbnb, right here, what I saw was exactly what I wanted to see. Now it got a huge drop to the downside, right? It got a huge drop to the downside. This is a swing position. And what I really liked about this was this green singular 2-minute candle that showed up on a really thick volume that eclipsed the downside volume that came. And what was even better than that, it started these rotations, these 2-minute candle rotations that managed to hold out side, 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 side. And I figured, oh, you know what? Like I'm going to get long somewhere around here, 156 something, I believe it was. I don't even remember the exact entry. 156 something. We got into that entry and we took just like a few cents of heat even. This entry is interesting. I didn't plan it to be this precise naturally, but after I saw this green candle show up, I thought Airbnb had some room to grow. And even in the options room, when we break it down on an options front, I thought that, you know what, the stagnation here on Airbnb and the breakout of some of these levels like this, the breakout of these tops where these wicks are at 158.05, we could see that actual continuation to the upside in the options room. That's what I was talking about. I like to pick it down here for that pullback, but we also caught this in the options room for that move. And I really like how the volume on the upside was just larger. It wasn't amazing, but it was just a lot larger than what we saw on the sell side. So fast forward a little, we have not exited the position yet, but we're holding pretty firm. I want to see tomorrow how we open up and see if we can make that push to the upside. So if you guys like these videos and want to know more about these strategies, whether it's day trading stocks, day trading options, swing trading stocks, drop those comments down below and we will take a look at them and we'll make some videos just for you guys. So if you guys really enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop down below. Do you guys trade some of these names? Do you guys like trading big names or do you like trading small names? I do realize that you do need a decent amount of cash in the account for larger swing positions, especially on commons. So that's why we do options as well. Drop a comment down below what you guys think. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll leave you off with a quick message from George.
Hello, and thank you for watching this video. I want to take a moment to invite you to an exclusive online trading masterclass. In this event, you're going to learn 3 key things to help take your trading to the next level. Number 1, we're going to teach you a complete price action strategy used by professional traders on a daily basis, plus give you the checklist so you know how to check off each step to qualify the opportunities. Number 2, we're going to teach you how to use advanced order flow analytics to help you qualify high probability, low risk trade setups on a daily basis. Plus, we're going to teach you how to use that order flow to disqualify the trades that you're used to taking that end up being stopped out. Number 3, we're going to show you how you can apply all of this information with a small account, because you can start small and scale up. In fact, that's the only way to start, and a lot of our traders are doing it in our community on a daily basis. This is an exclusive offer you can get online only at this event. I look forward to seeing you at this masterclass and teaching you these 3 secrets of highly profitable day trading. Take care and have a great day.